Right, so I just wanted to put this review with gratitude to the partners at Adiant Mobile, Victoria, and everybody else who made this contribution possible. I thought it would be appropriate, excuse me, to discuss this in the context of all the horrors we hear about the elderly being lost, children being missing, going missing, etc. I'm not saying that this is a see for all those cases, but it's worth looking into. So I'll just go through quickly some of the major features, but here's the outer packaging before I go in. The website you can find quite easily if you just type in the name of the business, adiantmobile.com, I believe. Okay. Just to give you an idea of the features that this particular GPS cellular mobile phone watch entails. Got a GPS antenna, Wi-Fi chip, allows communication just like between two mobile phones, an SOS functionality, very low power usage, which allows it to have long stay. It's waterproof, but I don't believe you can. Actually, is waterproof to a certain depth. So I read the instructions about that, and some of the other features that make it particularly beneficial to the elderly demographic, children, maybe even. It does take a SIM card, so like I said, it's not a Bluetooth accessory like the Apple iWatch, for example, the other Samsung Gear watches. It is a functional cell phone, basically, at the end of the day. Now, you'll want to the app that the company recommends for this watch. And the app is amazing, I've got to say. It makes this device, which comes in several colors, not just pink, which is probably the most inappropriate color I myself can be showing off here for a reason. So I would, like I said, recommend downloading the app once you've got the watch, and as soon as you do so, you scan the barcode back the watch, and they both end up linking automatically. It's just about, it couldn't be more seamless. You can adjust the volume of the watch, everything adjustable from the app, and the app is meant to be used by your quote caregivers. And I believe you can program up to 15 family members, caregivers, medical support staff, whatever you are, that basically allow this watch, this position. That wasn't the watch, sorry. It was my alarm clock. That allow the position of this watch, that is the wearer, identified at any particular time using Google Maps functionality and basically mainstream technology. Now, it's off at the moment. I just wanted to show you. It's very, very simple. You can see how it's basically, if you sort of see the texture in the light, it's a somewhat, I guess, brushed silicone, which makes it almost, as waterproof as it can get. Very, very, soft to the touch and very hard wearing. It's not the lightest, but that I think speaks to its durability and its construction. You can see how thick it is, just compared to my hand, which is a relatively bad frame of reference. But if I show you next to standard Carmex tube here, you can see how it's quite piece of kit. Now it's got basically four buttons. Okay, so this is the SIM card right there, and it uses one of those ejection spring-loaded systems. Okay, this is the on button. This is the SOS button, which is very easy and simple to operate. You hold it in for 3 seconds, and it automatically activates your loved one's emergency broadcast, if you will, to the 15 wearers using a sort of cycle through iterative, I believe, extra calling system, which you can basically customize. These are some of and these other two buttons, which are referred to as, let's see, I think button 1, literally, and 3, so they're numbered from top to bottom, allow you to just operate some of the other functions of the watch. Turning it on, it's got a very simple LCD, you can tell. It's not touchscreen, need to be, and I like the simplicity of it. It's got basically 3 lines, and it's illuminated, and it's very easy to read. Let's see if I can just get it to turn on for us real quick. You can see the speaker, microphone on the side, and there we go. So it basically gives you, just like a mobile phone in the upper left, it's got a pedometer here in the middle, clock, etc., which all sets automatically. The battery, extremely long-lasting, which is the most important, I think, feature of this watch. It has to be almost a thoughtless piece of everyday technology, if it's to be dependable. The cool thing is that, whoever you get this for, and it's not terribly expensive. I believe it retails for about $150 US. It works anywhere in the world, a very inexpensive monthly service plan, which you have to look into. So go to www.adiantmobile.com. Oops, zoom back out, sorry. The, I think, probably coolest feature of this device that when somebody's wearing it, your loved one, and say is maybe incapacitated, or your child has got it on, and after school and they're with their friends and they're not responding to you, you can remotely activate the speakerphone and basically call it like it's a walkie-talkie to watch, which has its own mobile cell phone, its own mobile phone number, and it doesn't need to be answered by the receiver. You can remotely call it and force the message to go through on your child or your elderly relative's wrist to make sure that they can get your message. That it's not a passively delivered message, which is really cool. Otherwise, it's kind of silly just to be able to install it. Give it to your family member. And, it still requires them to physically hit a button to answer it. It doesn't make any sense. They might as well just have a phone at the end of the day. The charge port is, you can see, kind of 4 metal contact part back of the watch, and it just uses a USB cable, which is included here. It couldn't be easier. It doesn't need any other accessories. It's basically what you see is what you get. No, after having researched the hell out of the medical alert bracelet market, I believe this is certainly the best one available at the moment. It is extremely confusing and I think directionless in terms of knowing what the most obvious candidate for their devices for a family member. This couldn't be easier to use. It's got more functionality, features, and ease of use than any of the other models looked at. So I seriously consider looking into it, testing it out with your family, your loved one, your child. Adiantmobile.com. If you have any questions, they are some of the friendliest, most accessible, knowledgeable staff I've ever engaged with. Helped me every step of the way with one-on-one, almost VIP support that is unrivaled by, the likes of Samsung, say, their Gear S3 watch, which is not obviously targeted demographic of, in-home medical emergencies. This is meant to be a smart watch per se. It's not meant to be fancy or linked to a smartphone in the respect that, some of the other more mainstream Samsung and Apple, etc. watches are. This is meant to be linked to the app on a smartphone in another sort of context, which you'll see can be downloaded from the Apple Store or the Play Store for it. It is a brilliantly designed, very simple to use, using, like I said, existing Google Maps infrastructure to device and therefore the wearer. You can buy accessories for the watch as well. Also, for example, prevent it from being removed, from your child or your elderly loved one's wrist. Not to make it sound like it's a parole sort of facilitating device. It's just a feature. You can check out all those accessories, like I said, on www.adiantmobile.com. Check it out today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a line or them on their Facebook page. They're brilliant. Thanks again, guys. Speak to you soon.